Hey guys, what's going on? I just downloaded a bunch of breaks from Rhythm Lab, and I wanted to show you kind of how I work with these. So, tempo's at 167. Gonna kind of experiment with something a little bit jungle-ish, sound a little drum and bass. Started out with this break, this BW Souls Marvin's Groove. Sounds like this. And that's cool. So I took that and I chopped that up. So kind of spread across my keyboard here. Let's see. Right. I just wanted this kind of first part of the beat. I'm too lazy to chop up the rest. So then I took that and I kind of rearranged it a little bit. So let's slow this down and see what this sounds like at a slower BPM so you can hear what I did to it. Okay, cool. So I kind of rearranged it a little bit. Snares are always hitting on the twos and the fours. But for drum and bass, we want this to be a bit faster. So. Cool, and that kind of makes up like the backbone of the beat that we're doing. It sounds a little bit weird when it's played at this register though, so I'm also going to transpose it up a couple steps. Kind of like somewhere between 3 and 4. And while I'm at it, I'll throw an EQ on here as well. Just going to cut some lows out. Cool. And then maybe, I don't know if I could get some stereo width out of this. It'd be cool. This comb splitter is dope. So let's see what this does to it. I'm not sold on that, but I'm not sold on that, so we'll come back to that. But what we need here, now we've got the kind of bass groove, let's oh sorry, I was confused about that. Let's throw another beat on top. So I got this other one here, this Dexter Wansel theme from The Planets Part 2, and this one sounds a little bit like this. Nice. Everything's really clean here, and you can get the hits out pretty easily. So you see, I've already started chopping this. I want to get to these kind of snare rolls over here. So let's keep chopping. It's going to be the most exciting part of the video. It's always the most exciting part of anything production related. Let's see here. Now, very oftentimes, I will not chop up every single hit. I will go through and just pick out just the sounds that I want and chop those so I can play them. But in this case, I want pretty much everything out of this break. So I'm going to go through, like, I like the way these hats sound. I like the kick is really tight, nice and clean. And I just want to be able to use every piece of this. There we go. Really want those. And I want this open hi-hat over here as well. it's on a, there's a kick underneath it too. That's dope. Nice. Maybe I'll take that kick as well because it's got that nice little pedal hat going on, as opposed to. Cool. Okay, so now let's start doing this. I'm gonna mute this track first, and something that I was playing with before I started recording this was kind of like an intro drum pattern. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. Let's drop in that. What was that? Cool. So we can start with that and kind of build, and then let's drop in this first break, but let's kind of transform it in the same way. That's kind of cool. We'll do that in the next pattern. Okay, that's cool. And then we can start to build from here. Let's persnickety about that. So let's start dropping in the snare from this break, which is going to be right there. Let's see what happens when we switch this back up to the kind of original pattern that we had here. So the basic groove is kick, snare, kick, snare. So it's this kind of... Where's that? This is the other best part of chopping out drums. You never remember where the... Another kick here. Okay, that's pretty fresh. So now let's fill it out. And also you can kind of go back and say, where's that last snare hit is here. Yeah, I want to kind of adjust that because it sounds a little bit late. Cool. So now we've got a lot of these really awesome hi-hats that I'm going to sprinkle in here. Snare is kind of still playing out there, so I'll drop this. And you hear there's this like kind of swelling of the background noise that happens in there, in particular around this hit. And I actually think that's really cool, and I'm gonna keep that in. But I'm interested to see how that would sound if I. Nah, much better here. And then I want this little snare roll too. I want that. Let's see, so that's gonna be B. Oh no, that's. And then I want that snare. Because we got a snare doing the same thing over here. What I might do though is take those, and since that's kind of at the wrong BPM, I can set them up like this. Yeah, that's cool. And then I'm gonna put that right here. And then just kind of start reusing the hi-hats from the beginning of the break. Oh, and that's incorrect now. Look at that. Cool. And then from here, we can actually just keep layering. So let's see. I've got a lot of breaks in here now. I'm just going to grab one. Really what I want right now is just a better kick. That's really cool, and I'm gonna use that at some point in the future. I gotta remember that. Can I like, is it like a favorite or something? Of course I can't. That would be too easy. That's dope though. You know what? I'll do something else. So really what I want to do is I want to when you think about this being played on a big system, it's not really gonna matter. Like the stereo imaging is not gonna matter anyway. But I want a bigger kick drum. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make one in Aspect, which is my favorite synth. So I wonder if that's even. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's basically how you make a kick drum. You take a sine, sine wave. And then we're going to modulate the pitch up with another envelope. What I like to do, oh no, this will work just fine. Okay, so this is pretty much how any like kick generator is going to be doing the bass part, just sweeping a sine wave down. What I like to do though is I like to square this envelope and then route it to the oscillator. Okay, so once we've got that, you can hear that doesn't actually sound very good. And part of it is because all of these kicks are going to be a little bit different, and they're going to be kind of, the aspect kick is going to be hitting at a different part of the phase. Well, what we can do is we can go through, that one sounds pretty good now. How about this one? Okay, so this E5 kick is not super good. Let's see, where's that one? Right, because we are catching the beginning of that. Catch that hi-hat. So this is maybe easier to do in like a, let's see. Sounds a bit better now. I think we're emphasizing too much accent on that. Okay. It's pretty good. It's really not, honestly. I don't like the inconsistency there. And also, aspects oscillators are free running, so the aspect kick is going to start at a slightly different phase. So our best option here, even though, hey, now you guys know how to make kicks with aspect, our best option here is probably going to be just to grab a kick drum from some other break that I have here. What about the Ohio players? That's not a bad kick. I do enjoy that kick. Okay. So let's see if I can get this phase, the phase of this lined up. All right. See how that sounds. Got this like reverb to it that I don't really want in the track, so I'm going to throw an envelope on it. Or maybe what I'll do instead is I'll throw the envelope on a low pass. Resonance on the cutoff. I've spent 20 minutes doing this. You can hear how the phase is not quite right on some of these still. I think that's the one. It's C#6 as well. Am I looking there? Look here. There we go. Now the phases all agree. So because we're kind of emphasizing the low frequencies, I'm gonna. This is generally the frequency range that I cut in anything bass related, right around 120. And hell. Oh, my bad, sorry. And it wouldn't be drum and bass without a Reese. So let's make one with my synth. Alright, so let's see. Yes, that's that gross Reese right there. To do that. Okay. Sorry, I still haven't added the knob for this yet. Alright. Okay, now let's get a little bit grungy. There we go. Drum and bass.